At some point, you really have to realize that you're the enemy and that's why you're suffering. There's no big bad wolf. You're it. I remember in 2021 reading a book. It was a modern history of Africa from the 17th century to about 1980. And one of the commentaries I remember from the authors is that the leadership of Africa is set up such that only the intelligent people who are without morals will get to lead the countries. And it's set up like that because once you have someone who's intelligent but without morals, number one, they don't think about anybody else beside themselves. Number two, they know how to evade consequences to their negative actions. And number three, they have a God's complex. They look at everyone else as lesser than them, and they want to interact with others only from the point where they are being almost worshipped or held in higher regard than everybody else. So naturally, they'll want to be richer than everybody else. They'll want to be more educated than everybody else. They'll want to be have access to more opportunities than everybody else. And essentially, that is what corruption is. That's what corruption is. Corruption is when people are taking advantage of public systems for private gain. And that's what we do as a country. All of us, we are a nation of corrupt people. So yeah, corruption, we are not going to get rid of it right now because no one wants to take responsibility for it. And no one wants to admit that they are corrupt. On Sunday, all of us are going to church to give from the proceeds of our dubious deals. And in a way, when you think about it, really, no one can escape it because we've made it systemic. It's almost like if you took out corruption, our wheels would grind to a halt. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get back to the point. So yeah, the systems of Africa were set up such that only the people who are morally loose can climb to the top. And what that is supposed to do is it automatically forces everyone who comes into the system to train themselves to be like everybody else in order to succeed. Because at the end of the day, all of us want survival, and then after we have achieved survival, we want to access our wants, and then after we have accessed our wants, then we want self-actualization. And the system is set up such that unless you become corrupt in one way or another, you cannot get to the point of self-actualization. So yeah, Bishop Aginda is right. All of us are corrupt. So if all of us decide not to be corrupt anymore, because we know what the right thing to do is, we just choose not to do it. So if all of us start choosing to do the right thing from today, then things will change. Today I don't know how relevant or how credible it is, but I saw that there's a study that says that the average amount you spend on corruption as Kenyans has gone down. In 2023, it was 11,000 shillings for you to get access to whatever you want. In 2024, it came down by, I think, 7,000 shillings or 4,000. So yeah, we've got to a point where we are okay that we're corrupt. We just don't like it when it's done on a bigger scale. Because when it gets to a national scale, that's when people are like, corruption. But day to day, we're okay with it. So yeah. Oh, now I remembered why I was telling you about that book. Because the one thing that stood out for me in the entire writing was the story of Colonel Mohammed Abdel Nasser. He was the second president of Egypt. He's the one who worked to nationalize the Suez Canal. He did a lot to improve education, access to health. He started aligning more with Russia than with the Western world because Russia was offering cheaper capital. And one of the commentaries from the writers again was that Europe had not anticipated that Egypt would get a good president this early. So from then on, their goal would be to make sure that the people who take power from then on would be people who would be taking Egypt to a lower and lower position, because they were scared that anytime any country in Africa would rise up, then the rest of the nations would go and benchmark and see what works and then replicate it in their own countries. So yeah. Oh, sidebar, before I go, I swear this is like us catching up, so just listen. I think it was 2 days ago, I listened to a conversation on Dr. Kingore's YouTube. He was talking to KRG the Don. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it, because there are a few practical, real things that he talks about when it comes to money on that whole conversation. And plus, he's an interesting dude to listen to. KRG the Don, I mean. Even Dr. Kingore is awesome. Both of them, like two of them together, the almost 2 hours went by just like, interesting conversation. Go find it.